Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos. And yes, the latest news that's been gossiping around. And yes, currently Jose Mourinho is currently looking to feed into our history in this transfer window, as I do have a lot of trustworthy and faith in Jose Mourinho, as he has achieved well at Chelsea. And he's looking to buy into our history with the likes of Scholes, Giggs, Keane, Beckham, Tevez, all the top players he's looking to buy into history. Basically, guys, I have just looked for the 1999 success, which was absolutely fantastic. I've just looked at the 1963 when Georgie Best was playing. I just looked at the 2008 Champions League win as well. But we are still, as I said, we are, and I've looked at the Tottenham 5-2, looked at the Tottenham 5-3 under the, under Fergie. I could be on the edge of my seat. We could be 2-0 down with Fergie, and I'd be still thinking we were still going to get the point out of the game because we had that fear factor there, guys. We had that fear factor there under that Herrera. Obviously, it hasn't been the same since Fergie's left. The Moyes Herrera didn't have that stature to command us in that position. He bought Fellaini. Went after Fabregas and Ronaldo in that window, didn't work. Under the Van Gaal era, he did buy average players in that window. But Mourinho did sign fantastic players. Last summer, he bought fantastic 4 new players last summer. I also watched the fantastic late winners with Scholes against Manchester City, Rooney against Manchester City in the Carling Cup, Michael Owen 4-3, all them classic dramatic matches back in the day was absolutely sublime. But anyway, guys, let's get straight on to the news. Obviously, starting topic today is about Matic. As I said to you guys earlier, that he had agreed personal terms with Manchester United. As I said, I don't really highly rate him. I can't compare him to Nemanja Matic. Matic is quick. He's good in the air. He's skillful. He has got good genuine pace, but I can't he isn't comparable to the likes of Herrera, Pogba, your likes of Fabinho, Nainggolan and all that. But we can't really sign both Fabinho and Matic. As I said, we do need a centre defensive mid. We need someone in that centre defensive midfield. And Jose Mourinho said that he's identified that as his key role. Obviously, we've got Lindelof on the board. He has some reservation about his game. He has achieved well at Benfica, but I think he would be a fantastic centre-back partnership with Eric Bailly. He would be a fantastic centre-back partnership with Eric Bailly, and we'll find out if he's worth the money at the end of his tenure. Also, this Fabinho, as I said, that's been up and down. Obviously, Jose Mourinho set his intentions on Dier or Matic. Dier was talks of around about £50 million. I don't really know much about him, guys, but as I said, according to them Italian reports, that Manchester United it's almost complete. Is this transfer about Fabinho? Wait there, guys. About Fabinho, supposedly it's been a rough agreement about this deal, as there's been a lot of commentary behind this deal, and the same with Matic. Basically, there's been a lot of commentary behind this deal, but Fabinho, he'd be absolutely fantastic. He's basically the advanced centre defensive mid. Out of all the centre defensive mids that we looked at, he's the one that stands out the most. Very versatile, very good in the air, very skillful, very versatile, as I said. Achieved well at Monaco, won a La Liga for the first time in nearly 2 decades. Combines with his teammates well at Monaco. Plus, he's a young athlete as well. And also reached a Champions League semi-final, so he has achieved well at Monaco. He can also play in that right-back position as well, Fabinho, and I think he would be fantastic to come to Manchester United. Personal terms have been agreed, but the fee is around about, is it 35 million or something, and 5 million bonus funds, 40 million, or is it 50 million pound? I'm not quite sure about that. So he could be basically our second mate. He's been a main priority under Jose Mourinho. It's been you know, stemming from news reports for quite a few months that Jose Mourinho showed his interest. He lost his interest in him, but according to Italian reports, that he's coming, because he's also been linked with Juventus. I think he's been linked with Paris Saint-Germain as well, but as I said, Serie A at this moment in time are bossing this transfer window. Also with Nemanja Matic, yes, as I read earlier about Nemanja Matic, that personal terms have been agreed with Nemanja Matic. As I said, he's very quick, very skillful, very, very good in the air, and he has got some good physical attributes, and he's looking for another reunion with Jose Mourinho, is Nemanja Matic. Currently, according to reports, the transfer, well, with Manchester United and Chelsea, it has agreed personal terms, but they're obviously looking like they're going to get Bakayoko on the board for around about £35 million. With Matic, the transfer fee has not been fully negotiated as yet. I think it could be around about £40 million for Nemanja Matic. As I said, I didn't really highly rate Nemanja Matic. And as I told you guys earlier about the youth, I don't think a lot of them, what's going to be happening with youth, some of them could actually depart the club. Some of them probably won't get first team regular football next season. As I told you earlier about Josh Harrop leaving, his contract ends next week, and he will be making a move to Preston North End, will Josh Harrop. But he was fantastic in the Crystal Palace game in his first team Premier League debut, scoring a lovely goal, and you know, putting a good shift in and a good display, and performing well as the other youngsters did on their debuts as well, and participated well. But he's obviously gone to Preston North End. You know, if he's going to know that he's going to get regular first team action, as Manchester United can't guarantee that he's going to get, you know, first team action at Manchester United. So he has made a move to Deepdale. He's currently going to sign a 4-year deal there, and he currently made 25 appearances in the reserves and scored 10 goals. He currently got an hat-trick against Tottenham as well, and he currently scored 2 goals against Reading as well. So he is very, very impressive in the reserves. He's risen up the ranks quite well. And at Preston, Simon Grayson's added his interest in him. If you know, he's very ambitious, and Grayson's added his interest in him and thinks that he thinks he's very good, and he will dramatically improve at Preston. But yeah, that's about Josh Harrop, and a few youths could be leaving. I'm not sure about Fosu-Mensah, what could be happening with him, whether he could go out on a loan deal. I'm not quite sure about that, guys. But so we'll have to see what happens about that, guys. Also, as I said about Ivan Perisic, obviously Inter Milan need that 27 million or to 30 million pound for their financial fair play. Obviously, new, you know, rich owners have just taken over the club from China, you know, so basically they have to be careful, Inter Milan, how they do spend their money. Jose Mourinho currently wants to know this basically by the US tours about what's going on with Fabinho. He's still a main priority. He's not Galactico, but as I did say, he's not worth £48 million. Currently, before a £35 million bid has been rejected. He is very skillful. He is very, very good in the air. He is good at physically going around defenders, and he's very skillful, as I said. But we'll have to see what happens about that. Also, as I told you guys about Gareth Bale, yes, in the Champions League final about Gareth Bale, there were talks about, well, he is Premier League proven, everyone says he's injury prone, but he's a Galactico player, combines with his teammates well at Real Madrid, but he's just won the Champions League with Real Madrid again. There were according to reports he had no intentions of leaving Real Madrid, but obviously, as basically what's been discussed, Zidane of Perez have currently met up with Mbappe, and they're willing to part with this deal, so Real Madrid can get these funds to get Kylian Mbappe on the board, who's also been linked with Arsenal as well. He's one of the highest prospects in the world. You know, he's very skillful, very good in the air, very tenacious. You know, as he's risen up the ranks, and he will get better and better and better, and he will be in the top four basically soon. Will Kylian Mbappe. But as I said, he did say after the final, if he doesn't get first team action as he has had the regular starts at Madrid, you know, he was thinking about leaving Real Madrid and making a move to the Premier League, because as I said, he's Premier League proven. And then it died down a bit, saying he has no intentions of leaving Real Madrid. You know, Manchester United, if he does come available, which it could, according to reports, looking like it could, Manchester United should be first in the queue, yeah, you know, for players at that calibre like Gareth Bale. Also, as I told you guys earlier on about Renato Sanchez, Jose Mourinho went after him before. It currently failed as it was too late, you know, about Renato Sanchez. As Jose Mourinho did tell Sports TV, he has had an eye on Renato Sanchez. He has had irregular starts at Bayern Munich. He's basically failed to establish himself. He hasn't really scored many goals with Bayern Munich as Renato Sanchez. I think Douglas Costa has gone to Juventus as far as I know. But with Renato Sanchez, he has got good skills. He does make an impact in that midfield. He's very skillful, very good in the air. He's got good passing ability as well as Renato Sanchez. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens about that. But Bayern Munich are basically willing to lower the price, to put him on the price tag, and to lower the price, you know, to get Renato Sanchez on the board, guys. As I told you guys earlier about Renato Sanchez. But I think we should basically, well, it's a couple of weeks, I think, before the US tours. I think we should have at least another player at least on the board, confirmed fully, you know, before them US tours. Also, Morata could be confirmed by the 8th or 9th of July. Currently made 15 appearances, last 14 starts, 15 appearances in, well, 14 starts, 15 goals in 26 appearances. I think it was something like that. We currently need that number 9 role. We currently need someone who's going to operate in that number 10 role, because I think Rooney should go. And that number 7 role, I think, is going to, well, from a coach point of view, Manchester United wouldn't keep it vacant, but I do think that Manchester United are going to keep it vacant for a while, you know. Treasure it more and probably give it to a natural winner, you know, in that number 7 role. But as I said, we will succeed in this transfer window, guys. We have got the money to succeed in this transfer window. But as I said, in that centre defensive mid, Carrick's good, but he's not strong enough going on to next season. Herrera was fantastic last season. People are desperate for him to get the captain's armband. I think he needs to push up more so he can express himself more and attack more than Herrera. Also, a lot of people would like Marouane Fellaini to go. I would like Fellaini to go, because I don't think he's good enough for the club. I don't think he's got that big club winning mentality as Marouane Fellaini. So I would like him to go as well. But Fabinho would be the advanced centre defensive mid. You know, the centre defensive mid that Manchester United have looked into. He would be the advanced one. Also about Alexis Sanchez, I think Manchester City have been monitoring about that. I think Bayern Munich have been in there as well. I think it's going to go against Arsenal's transfer window, you know, as they have not got Champions League football to offer, because a lot of big top quality players do like teams that have at least got Champions League on the board, such as us. Basically, I do highly rate Alexis Sanchez. He's basically one of Arsenal's best players. Very composed, very well organised. I think his advanced role is that number 7 role. He can play in different positions as well. He's very creative, scores lots of goals, very precise on the ball, reads his game very, very well and contributes his game well. So Arsenal fans basically will be desperate for Sanchez to stay at the club. Manchester United have not put an initial approach in, but I'd love the likes of Sanchez at that quality to come to a team like us. It won't happen though, as we have basically not in for him. But Arsenal fans are desperate to keep Alexis Sanchez on the board. According to my knowledge, at Liverpool have currently signed Salah. His quality is Salah. I don't know much about Aubameyang, but Salah's definitely Liverpool looking to bolster their squad is definitely gonna improve their squad dramatically. I think Liverpool, if they do get the likes of them players on the board, I think there will be a strong attacking force next season. You know, I do hate to say that because I hate Liverpool, but that could be the possibility. Also, Liverpool have been linked with Aubameyang. Manchester City have been linked with Aubameyang. Paris Saint-Germain, I think, have dropped out of the race, and a few teams have been linked with Aubameyang. But Aubameyang, good at getting through the channels, very creative, very, very precise on the ball, good in the air, and has got fantastic electrifying pace and scored 40 goals last term. He's basically looking for another reunion with Klopp, as you know, I think he was there about 7, 8 years was Klopp, and worked with Patrick Emery Aubameyang. But I think, as I said, that if these players come available down the line, these Galactico players at Manchester United should be first in the queue, which I should imagine that we will be. And I said I have trust in Ed Woodward. He's got 4 years experience. You know, Damasio's a fantastic, respected journalist. So yeah, we will succeed in this transfer window. As I said, guys, as we failed to succeed in the previous transfer windows. But yeah, the latest news about Robert Lewandowski, as I said, it's a very, very unrealistic target. As I said, Chelsea are mainly focused on him now. They've been also focused on Lukaku, which is like his price tag or value is around about 90 million to 100 million pound. Manchester United, according to reports before, have been in the race as well for Romelu Lukaku. He is a big game flop. He's not very competitive against big teams, but he can lead the line well. He's good at physically going around defenders. He's got good physical attributes, and he's a good goal scorer. But Robert Lewandowski, it's unrealistic, you know. According to Bayern Munich, if any teams put an initial bid in, such as us and Chelsea, then we will require FIFA punishment according to that. Because I think his contract is still to 2021 with Bayern Munich. He is very, very good in the air. He's probably voted one of the highest prospects in the world. Very good in the air, leads the line very, very well. He's a fantastic goal scorer, Robert Lewandowski. I think he made 47 appearances last season and 43 goals. I think it was in all competitions for Robert Lewandowski. He's basically won Bundesligas, he's won Polish Cups, he's won Super Cups, so he is one of them Galactico players. And I'd absolutely be ecstatic if we got a player of that calibre at Manchester United. I'm not being negative, I'm just being realistic though. It will not happen about that. Also, latest news about who's the player now? Who's the player now I'm thinking of? Yes, that's it. Ronaldo. Not too sure what's going to be happening with him. More is going to be discussed after the Confederations Cup about Cristiano Ronaldo's future. More is going to be discussed about Perez, because Perez has basically backed him and defended him in this whole situation about this tax allegation. And Ronaldo is aware of this tax allegation. Perez has backed him all the way, though. I think Paris Saint-Germain have made an offer. He won't go to China. There's been talks about that, but he won't go to China. He could still possibly move to Manchester United, guys. He's one of the best players in the world. He can score 30, 40 goals a season for you, and that's what, you know, Manchester United need, a striker that calibre that can do that. But I'm being realistic and honest, guys. Ronaldo is not coming back to Manchester United, and it's all calmed down a bit now. Perez has tapped him on the shoulder, you know, and yeah, he will not be coming back to Manchester United. But as I said about Renato Sanchez, that could happen. Matic has agreed personal terms with him according to reports as well. Fabinho, that's been on and off, but now according to Italian reports, this is almost complete for Fabinho. That basically a deal has been it's around about £35–40 million. We've been interesting for quite a while, Fabinho, but with Fabinho it's been on and off, you know, and it's been prolonged, you know, like it was with Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Mkhitaryan, you know. But you've got to have patience in transfer window. You've got to bide your time, because negotiations do take a while, you know, and the full fee with Morata still getting fully negotiated. But it still looks like that Morata is coming to Manchester United. It still looks likely. He's had his wedding, of course. I think he's due his medical as well. But we should fully know by the 8th or 9th of July about the Alvaro Morata news. I think Real Madrid are looking for around about maybe... Well, Manchester United don't want to pay over £60 million, but I think they're looking in the region of 70 million or upwards at Real Madrid for us to get Morata on the board. So yeah, guys, we'll have to see what happens about that. But Pogba makes a massive impact in that midfield. I think Fabinho there as well would be absolutely fantastic as well in there. Matic with agreed personal terms. I'd prefer Fabinho any day of the week over Matic. I think basically Carrick's better than Matic. Matic can perform on his day when he's playing to his potential level, as he has slated him off in the past. A lot of United fans don't want him, but if we do get him, we do get him. We can't really do much about that, guys. But yes, with agreed personal terms anyway, transfer fee will be fully negotiated. When more things update, guys, I will be notifying you guys about that anyway. As I said with Zlatan Ibrahimovic, I have to look more into it. I said depending now on his fitness goes, he'll be still in and around, loitering around Manchester. He'll basically led the lines last season, you know. And then after he got injured, Rashford led the lines very, very well. He's got young talent, experience. As I said, he's not ready just to lead the lines as yet. He needs a bit more experience, you know. He needs to up his game a bit more. I think he's good at going around defenders, but I think his finishing assets does let him down a little bit, so he does need to improve on that. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, though, I think Manchester United are basically letting him go when his contract expires, which I think is the 30th of June. I don't know if he'll be signing a short-term deal. I don't think it will happen now, guys. So, yeah, guys, that's about it. Anyway, drop a like on the video. I hope you've enjoyed my time coming to today, and take it easy. I'll see you later. Bye.